Today we meet African-American Charlene Carruthers, who is a builder of brave leaders and caring communities. She helps young people imagine a world where every person is safe, free, and treated with dignity. Our story explains who she is, what she made with her friends, and why her work matters to you. Think of this as a map for growing courage, patience, and teamwork. We will travel from a Chicago neighborhood to meetings filled with strong young voices to pages in a powerful book. Along the way, we will see how ideas become actions, how hard moments become lessons, and how joy keeps people moving. Please listen for the skills she uses because you can use them too. By the end, you will have simple tools you can try this week. Charlene grew up on the south side of Chicago. She listened to elders who told stories about fairness, mutual aid, and pride in the block. She loved history and role models who changed the world through steady work. At age 18, she traveled to South Africa for study. There she saw young leaders build freedom movements with learning, discipline, and love. The trip lit a bright spark in her heart. She came home ready to study harder, listen better, and help neighbors organize for change. She learned that big problems are made by people and that people can unmake them with good plans and care. That idea would guide her for years to come. In college and right after, Charlene joined groups that trained young organizers. She learned to make a plan, to set a clear goal, and to welcome many kinds of people. She practiced knocking on doors, talking to folks one by one, and speaking in big rooms. She learned to write flyers, to run a meeting, and to take good notes. She worked with mentors who gave honest feedback with care. They showed her how to use energy wisely and how to solve conflicts with respect so teams could grow stronger. She learned that strong organizing is patient and joyful, and that listening is as powerful as speaking. In 2013, many people were hurting after a painful court case about the death of Trayvon Martin. Young Black organizers gathered in Chicago to talk about what to do next. Together, they created BYP100, which means Black Youth Project 100. It is a member-led home for Black people ages 18 to 35 who want freedom and justice. The group builds leaders, teaches skills, and plans actions that are bold, creative, and safe. Members write mission statements, create shared values, and choose campaigns that match local needs. They agree to practice discipline, care, and teamwork so that every action is strategic and welcoming. BYP100 uses a Black, queer, feminist lens. That means the group listens to people who are often pushed aside and makes sure they are at the center. Members learn how power works and how to change rules and budgets so life gets better. They hold trainings, do research, talk with neighbors, meet with lawmakers, and when needed, march or sing or dance to be heard. Joy and care are part of the plan because people need hope to keep going. A training might teach how a bill becomes a law. A meeting might map a city budget to see where money helps and where money harms. All of this builds smart young leaders. Members also practice safety skills so everyone gets home and feels cared for. Charlene served as the first national director of BYP100. She helped the group set values such as all of us or none of us. She built chapters in cities across the United States and supported leaders as they learned by doing. She lifted up people who were young and also very skilled. She helped teams design meetings where everyone could speak and be safe. Under her guidance, BYP100 grew into a strong family that can plan and act with discipline. She reminded members to rest, to stretch, and to celebrate small wins. She taught that being brave means moving with care and with a long-term plan. On August 28, 2018, Charlene shared lessons in a book called Unapologetic, a Black, queer, and feminist mandate for radical movements. The book is like a playbook for organizers. It explains ideas such as principled struggle, healing, justice, and leadership development. It points to examples from the past and shows how to connect them to today. The book offers guiding questions to shape strategy and steady commitments to guide daily practice. It also shows how culture work like art, music, and storytelling can feed the spirit of a team. Readers finish with clear steps they can try in their own schools and neighborhoods. The book honors teachers, elders, and youth who build change across many cities. Charlene works as a strategist, a teacher, and a cultural worker. She runs workshops where people practice speaking, listening, and planning. She creates art and short films to tell stories about community power and care. She became a student again to study more about Black life, politics, and freedom work. She partners with groups to design programs that build skills over time. She reminds students that strong leaders are not perfect. Strong leaders admit mistakes, repair harm, and try again. When problems feel too big, she helps people break big tasks into small steps that many hands can share. She studies at a university and brings classroom lessons back to community work. Charlene shows that leadership is a choice we make again and again. She reminds us to ask who is missing and how we bring them in. You can start where you are today. Learn about your town, your school, and your block. Join a club or a student group that helps others. Ask elders for wisdom, then share what you learn with friends. Practice the skills in the story, listen, plan, act, reflect, then try again. Make time for joy so your heart stays strong. When young people lead with love, courage, and discipline, our world grows more safe and more free. If you like this video and would like to see more content like it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel. Our goal is to educate and preserve history.